Welcome to a short reflection by Sebastian Maffud on Canto XXII of Dante's Paradiso. The earth is full of the goodness of the Lord. By the word of the Lord the heavens were made. Beatrice calms Dante's reeling senses by reminding him that he is in the skies of heaven itself, that all is holy there, and that all things spring from love in paradise. She then explains that the vengeance called down upon the corrupters of the church will come to pass within Dante's lifetime. With this, Beatrice turns Dante's eyes back to the ladder, where Dante sees 100 shining globes intertwining with one another, soul adding grace to soul in paradise. Unable to speak, Dante is approached by the largest and most glowing globe, which replies to his unspoken question. We find the soul is that of Saint Benedict himself, who identifies his own origins, the charism of the souls within Saturn, that of their all being contemplatives, and the nature of the latter as the one Jacob saw in a vision. He then laments the degeneracy of the Benedictines, who have fallen into bestiality, compound usury, simony, and graft. This lament is an extension of the ones uttered by Thomas and Bonaventure against the Dominican and Franciscan orders respectively, for at the root of it lies the avarice that has consumed its members. The way to proceed in the good life, these orders are telling us, is that too much emphasis placed on the accumulation of material wealth is an obstacle to our getting past it, to our pursuing the Creator rather than His creation. At this instant Saint Benedict and all his company spin away on high, and Dante and Beatrice pursue them up the ladder to the 8th sphere, the fixed stars. Dante utters a prayer that God will make his soul worthy of the call it hears to the great passage that still lies ahead. It is consonant with our own, that Almighty and ever-living God give us new strength from the courage of Christ our Shepherd, and lead us to join the saints in heaven, where he lives and reigns with you in the Holy Spirit, one God, forever and ever. Beatrice tells him to look back, not in the manner of Lot's wife who did so for other reasons, but to gain some perspective on the reality of earthly existence in relation to that of divine essence. Dante realizes on looking back that only the mind that turns to other things may truly be called wise, and he demonstrates this himself, turning from the dusty little threshing ground that makes us ravenous for our mad sins, back to beauty's eyes once more. Once past this ladder, we're going to notice something that we should have noticed on Dante's taking flight from earth. Back then, in the first cantos of the Paradiso, we've had a sense that we're shooting forward, toward God. But just as Dante was discombobulated on finding Virgil turn around once past Satan's shanks, so that he thought they were turning back to hell, Dante's about to realize another sense of discombobulation, that he's not shooting toward God, but is, in fact, being drawn back into God. The distinction is subtle, but no less so than that earlier one he experienced of the earth's center, and it will make a difference for us readers as we enter the last third of the canticle. St. Thomas once explained the relationship between the orders of epistemology, knowing, and ontology, being. From an epistemological perspective, which is the order of knowing, we come to first know through our senses, which, applied in the material world, lead to the development of perceptions that become conceptions that are the basis for our grasp of universals. It's man's way of reaching, to his limited ability, an understanding of the reality that shapes the cosmos God created. From an ontological perspective, which is the order of being, God created the world out of nothing, and made us for relationship with Him in eternal bliss. If we can endeavor to develop a God's-eye perspective of the world, to see ourselves and our human relationships the way God sees them, then we'll be better able to shape our own interaction with it according to the purpose for which He designed us. How to do that, though? On the ladder of epistemology, we find human reason opening us to faith. Were we to ground ourselves within that faith, for, as St. Anselm says, our theology is just a matter of our faith seeking understanding, we might be able to see the true purpose for which we are created individual substances of a rational nature. Our faith, in short, fixes us, and it makes what is wrong in us right through the power of God, the wisdom of Christ, and the participation of the Holy Spirit. Because reason alone can neither reach God's heights nor plumb God's depths, we have to open ourselves in faith to the mysteries we cannot fathom.